Who should you speak to if the work of another contractor is affecting your safety? The contractor, the contractor's supervisor, your supervisor, your workmates. A worker finds a way of working that is quicker than the method statement they have been given. What should they do? Get more work done so they can earn more money. Continue to follow the safe system of work for the task. Inform work colleagues so they can work this way. Get their work done more quickly so they can leave early.
Which two topics should be covered in a site induction? Local amenities, local transportation links, site emergency procedures, holiday entitlement, site rules. If you notice that a design detail can't be built in the way it has been drawn in the plans, what two things should you do? Raise the issue with your supervisor before you start work. Leave that detail out altogether. Only make the changes when they are approved in writing. Keep quiet, as it will mean more work for you. Build it as you think it should be done.
Before you enter a construction site, what actions must be in place? The Health and Safety Officer must have given you permission. You must be authorised and given a site induction. Your site supervisor must have given you permission. You must have a trade skill to be allowed to enter.
When creating a risk assessment, the severity of harm is multiplied by what? The area of the construction site, the cost of injury or harm, the likelihood of harm occurring, the number of workers on site.
Which two of the following would be found in a safe system of work? Criminal records check, security clearance, outline of the hazards, national insurance numbers, sequence of work.
What is the main reason for attending a site induction? To get to know other new employees. Site rules and hazards will be explained. Permits to work will be written and handed out. To create the method statements for the site.
What is a toolbox talk? A sales talk given by a tool supplier. A short training session on a particular safety topic. Your first training session when you arrive on site. A talk that tells you where to buy tools.
In which document should the safe way of carrying out a task be described? Order sheet, instruction manual, work program, method statement.
You have witnessed a serious accident on your site and are to be interviewed by a Health and Safety Executive, HSE, inspector. What should you do? Cooperate and tell the inspector exactly what you saw. Ask other workers what you should tell the inspector. Not tell the inspector anything and ask them to talk to your supervisor. Ask your supervisor what you should tell the inspector.
What does the word hazard mean? The construction site accident rate, a type of removable barrier or machine guard. Anything that could cause harm. The likelihood of something happening.
Which of the following two factors should be considered first when conducting a risk assessment? The financial impact of the assessment. Potential negative publicity associated with incidents. Name and address of the workers. The likelihood of the hazard occurring. The seriousness of harm that could occur. What should a worker do if they feel the task they are doing is no longer safe because of weather conditions? Stop working immediately and inform the supervisor. Carry on working because they are following the method statement. Carry on working if others are doing so. Work until the end of the day, then tell the supervisor. Which two things should workers be briefed about when starting work on site for the first time? The name of the company owner, welfare facilities, public transport timetable, overtime payment schedule, emergency procedures.
What are two possible consequences for you if your employer does not prevent accidents and ill health at work? You won't get the training required to continue working on site. You will have to work longer hours to earn more money. You will have worse welfare facilities on site while improvements are made. You may not be able to work, which would affect your income and family life. You may suffer an injury, affecting your health and well-being. If someone is injured on site, where should this be recorded? In an accident book or record, on the Safe System of Work plan, on the site plan, in the method of work.
Which two of the following are the employer's legal duties towards people at work? Provide them with free transport home. Inform you of hazards and risks at work. Supply meals free of charge. Pay wages and overtime directly into the bank. Provide and maintain clean welfare facilities.
Why is it the employer's legal responsibility to discuss matters of health and safety with employees? So that employees will never have to attend any other health and safety training. So that employees are informed of things that will protect their health and safety. So that your employer will not have any legal responsibility for employees' health and safety. So that employees do not have any responsibilities for health and safety. Who is responsible for managing health and safety on site? Building inspector, site manager, Health and Safety Executive, HSE, contracts manager.
Showing consideration to neighbours of the site and members of the public is whose responsibility? Only the client of the project, the site supervisor, everyone working on the site, the health and safety officer.
What are two of the main reasons why the Health and Safety at Work, etc. Act 1974 is important to construction employers? It tells employees who is working on site. It lets workers know how to carry out a task. It puts legal duties on all employees. It states how to make legal claims after an accident. It puts legal duties on all employers.
The whole work site has been issued with a prohibition notice. What does this mean? Finish the job and go home. Do not use any power tools. Continue with site work. Stop work because the site is unsafe.
What should all risk assessments identify? How to report accidents. The employer. The hazards in the work environment. The Health and Safety Executive, HSE. Employers must provide workers with instructions that meet which requirement? In a format each worker understands. Available in audio. Downloadable from the internet. Written in large print. How would you expect to find out about health and safety rules when you first arrive on site? By reading the health and safety policy in a letter sent to your home. During the induction, by asking other workers to show you around. If a worker fails to report a near miss, what could happen? The site manager will be sacked immediately. The company could go out of business through neglect. The employee could get a large fine. The near miss could be a serious accident next time.
What should workers follow whilst at work to meet their health and safety duties? The actions of their workmates. A safe system of work agreed with the employer. Their gut feeling on safe practices. Direct orders from the Health and Safety Executive, HSE.
What should a worker do if the helmet they are using is damaged? Report it at the end of the day. Put a sticker over the damaged area. Replace it immediately. Use it but keep checking it. Which of the following is your legal duty as a worker? To write risk assessments for site tasks. To continue to work until all tasks are completed. To report anything thought to be dangerous. To write method statements for site tasks.
Site rules and procedures are the responsibility of whom? Work colleagues, investors, the employer, the Health and Safety Executive, HSE.
When workers arrive on site, what is the first thing they should do? Walk around the site to inspect the work from the day before. Make sure that the site team knows they are there. Get their tools out of the store and start work. Enter the site by the easiest route and start work.
A risk assessment is undertaken for what purpose? To identify hazards and control risks at work. To find out who was responsible for an accident. A way of reporting risks to the client. To act as an incident register.
What should you do if you cannot do a job in the way described in the method statement? Contact the Health and Safety Executive, HSE. Make up a better way to do it and carry on. Do not start work until you have talked to your supervisor. Ask other workers how they think it should be done.
What are two possible consequences for employers of not taking measures to prevent accidents and ill health at work? They will need to employ more people. They will lose time and money due to the cost of any accident or ill health. They could be fined or imprisoned. They will have to change the site layout for emergency vehicles. They will damage the environment. What is the main reason for understanding the fire and emergency procedures on site? To know what tools and equipment can be used during an emergency. To help you to get time off work in an emergency. To stop anyone leaving site in an emergency. To know where the fire exits and assembly point are in an emergency.
Why is the Health and Safety at Work, etc. Act important to you as a worker? Give two answers. It states how to make legal claims after an accident. It tells employers who is working where on site. It puts legal duties on all employees. It puts legal duties on all employers. It states how employees should carry out a task. After watching you work, a Health and Safety Executive, HSE, inspector, issues an improvement notice. What does this mean? You need to improve the standard of your work. You are not working in a safe way. Your work has improved since the last visit. You are not working fast enough. What should you do if the safety rules given in your site induction seem out of date as work progresses? Speak to your workmates to see if they have any new rules. Speak to your supervisor about your concerns. Make up your own safety rules to suit the changing conditions. Nothing, as safety is the site manager's responsibility.
Who has legal duties under the Health and Safety at Work etc. Act 1974? Only self-employed people. All people at work. Employees only. Employers only. General site rules would not normally include information about which one of the following: site induction procedures, near-miss and accident reporting, names and addresses of workers, personal protective equipment, PPE, during the site induction, you do not understand something the presenter says. What should you do? Guess what the presenter was saying. Ask the presenter to explain it again. Wait until the end, then ask someone else to explain. Attend another site induction.